pounds. He has a record of 6 wins with 4 defeats and 4 knockouts. He represents Lee Kickboxing Academy out of Beattyville, Kentucky. Let's hear it for Zack Fox.
Here comes Zack Fox, 6-4 as an advanced Thai rules kickboxer. 4 KOs with that 6-4 record, taking on Rambo Joe Long. You guys certainly know Rambo Joe Long really well. What do you think about Zack Fox coming in from Lee Kickboxing Academy in Kentucky as the opponent for Rambo Joe Long?
Zack Fox, one of the most, one of the most corrected fighters in the past 2 years, man. He has gotten so much better and better and better every time he fights, and it shows. And I'm not talking like you just see a little bit, just a little bit. I mean, he exceeds expectations on how much better he's gotten every time. Now, this to this date, I think might be one of his toughest opponents in Rambo Joe Long, because Rambo stays active in MMA, boxing, kickboxing, everything put together. And I think Zack Fox is more of just a Thai fighter. You know, he sticks to Thai, but that's the thing in this fight here. It gives him his advantage because that's all he trains, and he really goes after that. Those Thai rules and everything. He's a decorated Thai fighter, man. The guy's tough, and he's no slouch. And this is actually one of Rambo Joe's toughest opponents to this date as well.
And you certainly know the guys at American Killer Bees really well. What impresses you about Rambo Joe Long in kickboxing specifically?
Kickboxing specifically, the thing about Joe Long is the fact that he's able to implement all 8 points of delivery with his elbows, his knees, his hands, and his feet. And if he could, he'd headbutt too. And I'm telling you, Joe Rambo, man, he is the definition of a nonstop, fast-paced, keep going.
We'll talk more about Rambo Joe in a second. Here is Jeff Hobbs.
And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 164 pounds. He has a record of 10 wins with just 2 losses and 7 knockouts. He is one of the American Killer Bees out of Cleveland, Tennessee. Let's hear it for Rambo Joe Long.
Who's Rambo Joe Long? It's been said before, he looks like a librarian.
The milkman.
But, man, this kid can certainly fight. Talk more about Rambo Joe.
Like I was saying, man, he comes with all 8 points. And actually, Jimmy Neely just come over and informed us that this is advanced Muay Thai rules. Last time they weren't allowed to throw knees and elbows to the head, but this time they certainly most can. And I was going to say that Rambo Joe has been throwing a lot of elbows and knees at me, but he wears pads. I'm not allowed to wear them, so I can't fire back. It's so irritating. And I'm telling you, this guy is like that gnat, that leech you can't get off of you. Do not give Rambo Joe the space. Do not let him control the distance in the fight, because if you do, you will lose. But here's the thing again, Zack Fox is the exact same fighter. You're going to see, this isn't even a yin-yang of fights here. You don't have a post-matchup. These guys are the same fighter. Honestly, this is the same fight, so this is a great matchup here by Tim Loy and Valor Khan. This is great.
Justin, what do you think?
Zero quit. That's what I really like about this matchup. When you look at both fighters, there is zero quit in either one. Like, combined, all the quitness, zero. Like, they are going to battle, they're going to fight. We saw Rambo Joe here in Knoxville in this ring come back, fight through like the worst circumstances, knowing, hey, I'm down 2 rounds to 1, whatever, and still came out and threw everything he had. Didn't get discouraged on that. We've seen him win, we've seen him lose, we've seen him push through all that stuff. So I'm really excited to see what he brings. Really liking what Zack Fox brings to like the Muay Thai rules and everything through his style and all. So I'm really excited to see what he and Lee Kickboxing Academy bring to the ring here to add to that Muay Thai tradition here that we are building at Valor Fights.
And in Rambo Joe Long's corner, one of the guys fighting in the main event, and that's David Robbins. Of course, Billy Swanson, who you may hear come through our mics.
Good Lord.
Because his voice projects, and he certainly doesn't hold back when he's in the corner, but he's so knowledgeable. We had him on guest commentary last time when Greg was in the cage. And boy, that's some kind of team. But
always an interesting time when Billy Big Sexy Swanson's on the mic.
all right, Rambo Joe Long is in the cage. Zack Fox in the shiny blue trunks. Rambo Joe Long in the white trunks. This is Advanced Thai Rules Kickboxing. 3 2-minute rounds. Our amateur main event presented by Cotton Eye Joe, where we're at tonight here for Fight Night at the Joe.
Hands up, protect yourselves at all times. Let's go.
It's Valor Fighting Challenge 61. Final instructions from our referee, Jimmy Neely.
Not hard, Zack. Let's go.
Quick separation. They'll close the cage. We're cage side. Vince Ferrar, Greg Hopkins, Justin Fisher. They touch gloves, and we're underway. Rambo Joe on the attack quickly. See the flexibility of Fox. He was stretching. You don't see guys. Oh, big head kick by Rambo Joe went down on a slip. Man, the stretching routine from Fox, you don't see that very often.
Oh, and a knee. That was a slip right there.
Yeah, the routine you saw there from Fox is a Muay Thai traditional dance whenever they're coming in paying respects to the sport, to the traditions and everything that come through there. So it's really awesome to see that from him. And you're seeing more of a traditional Muay Thai stance from Fox, where he's not bouncing around. You can see the past MMA experience coming from Rambo Joe Long, where he's bouncing more of a boxing stance, more of an MMA approach to this Muay Thai match. So we'll see whatever it comes out to be for Fox here and how he's able to weather that different style and that different type of fighter that he's seen out of Rambo Joe.
I think Zack Fox connected with a dirty head kick there.
He really did, and that was a great recognition from him to be able to step through on that. Rambo Joe, of course, no quitting him, answering with that flying knee, trying to land it to the sternum there.
Oh, yeah, ate it like a biscuit. Delivers one back to the ribs.
Good defense there from Fox to catch that head kick and still keep the hands up. You see a lot of fighters drop hands on that. Defense is airtight here with Fox.
Fox waiting at 163.5. Rambo Joe Long at 164. For this catchweight bout at 165.
Oh, and an elbow from Zack Fox over the top to the head of Joe Long right there. Joe's trying to stay in the clinch here and open up on the rib cage of Zack Fox. Zack catches and tries to kick and sweep. A little staggerness from Joe there on his balance.
So they can hear Fox's corner in the background here as they're seated next to us and all looking for that sweep. Disappointed that he wasn't able to land that kick, but Fox's corner pretty
low.
Less than 10 seconds left with a low blow here, so it's going to extend that break for them a little bit coming out. But Fox's corner, not pleased they wasn't able to get the sweep, but they're liking what he's doing, be able to step off of those punches and be able to throw here. So we'll see what he was able to pull off in the second round. Long should be able, if he is able to take this time plus the break there for the round that's about to occur. They should both be fresh coming out of that second round.
Well, Justin, you'll remember the last time we saw Rambo Joe in a kickboxing bout, at the last minute, they didn't allow them to do everything. It was sort of a limited strikes, and that's the end of the first round. I don't think Rambo Joe liked that kick there at the end, but I think Rambo Joe was frustrated that they weren't the knees and the elbows allowed, and he wanted that. He felt like he would have an advantage if they allowed that, but his opponent didn't want it. They agreed to not do it, and it changed the fight.
Yeah, you're right about that. Last minute, they come out and said that was it Javier Herrera, the guy he fought?
Yeah, I don't.
The guy he fought, he didn't train for that because he was usually more of an MMA guy, an amateur MMA guy, and he wasn't used to the elbows and knees. So it was like, no, we didn't agree on that necessarily. But while Joe, on the other hand, trained with that for a month and a half, getting it ready, and then when it came down to it, you took some of his arsenal away, and he was kind of hesitant to throw anything off it. But here's the thing: I don't think that they may have been aware he was able to throw knees and elbows in this fight, and that's why they haven't been implemented yet. So, but he knows they can throw them, but I don't think they practiced them this time.
So interesting, and that dynamic as the cornermen are out of the cage, and these two are like bulls ready to come through and come after each other. And no touch of gloves to start round two.
As soon as that bell rang, that foot was off the ground. It wasn't dirty by any means, but it was definitely quick from Fox. And Rambo Joe Long showing he didn't like that and not going to back down. Zero quit. Both these guys are going to be gone.
Yeah, good knees coming in there from Zack Fox in the corner. Got a break. Zack Fox firing that left leg over and over again.
He's just a hair quicker, it looked like, on those exchanges. Rambo Joe, though, as he backed straight up.
It's like he caught Joseph on the circuit board there right up behind the neck with that right hook.
Let's go!
Good short elbow there from Fox as he was able to step in, then he turned it into a clinch. Joe Long doing a great job of controlling clinches and keeping Fox against the cage out of those.
I think Zack Fox liked that knee from Joe right there at the end of the break. And then firing with a rib cage kick there.
Nice little mouse underneath Fox's eye there, too. I believe that was the elbow that Long was able to throw real quick and short over that. Good duck underneath that hook.
Firing down the pipe, a little knee from Joe.
Long able to employ that defense, ducked under the hook and answered with about 4 shots there. Great job.
Zack throwing elbows right there in the cage. We got short time here. Oh, and he connects with a left Sharpie.
The quickness there, being able to stop that airborne assault.
Big check there
Good
from
check.
Joseph.
Wow. Those checks are insane. Good feint from Long. You saw the defense go up, and so he was able to measure where he was going to place his next shot there on Fox. Boy, both fighters really going for it here. Not necessarily home run shots, but
Kicking
man, they
the
are
life
making
out
sure
of
those
Joe
shots
Long.
are placed.
There's some heat between these two as well.
I think these little gut kicks and these little late hits, and then when the referee's trying to break them up, they're both picking their shots. Like in the first round end of it, you had Fox take one, then you had Fox deliver one in the second round. So I think you're right about that.
I think it's almost like both of these fighters can sense this guy is just as good as I think that I am, right? You know, and they both have that in their head. And like, am I really as good as I think I am? If I can beat this guy, I am. So they're looking for that validation. They kind of know they're equally matched, so it's who's going to be the one that wants it more. So we're going to see a test of heart here in this third round.
So how would you guys score those?
I've got it 1-1, honestly. Yeah. I mean, if I'm looking at the way that everything's set out, I've got it 1-1 just from the slow start there, I guess, from Fox in the first round, and then from just the assault there in the second round from Long.
I've probably got the same thing. I didn't hear the ruling of it, but
Blue corner for this round for all three judges. So Joe Long, Fox maybe first round perhaps.
Yeah, I'd say 1-1 too as well. Ooh, Fox comes off firing with the hook. A lot of feints here in this third round we're going to see.
Fox retreating a little bit.
And Joseph trying to be a bulldog here in this third round, not giving Fox a moment of anything, not giving him
implementing that dirty boxing aspect of Muay Thai. What you don't see a lot from Muay Thai is like this grind against the fence. In a traditional Muay Thai match, you're in a ring, 3 ropes, so there's a lot more give. There's a lot more. Ooh, wow, what a shot. But there's a lot more give off of that.
Right back to back, and Joe's going to start teeing off down the pipe as he starts. Zack's not fading though, man. Zack's coming in hard.
There's nowhere to lean when you get on these cages with that chain link.
A throw down there from Long, just chunked him to the ground. You saw that Fox went for the trip there, and Joe took up on it. And Jimmy's trying to get the action going. He said, "We got 2 minutes, boys."
Fox's strikes have slowed down a little bit.
They have. This is where the tanks sit in right here. Your gas tank out in the desert.
And at this point for the judges, you want to see those. You want to see the fighter who wants it more is going to be the one who's shooting for those. It doesn't look like much to us, but those knees do score. Those little short elbows do score. They may not do much damage, but they score.
Oh, and another shot from Long, and another shot from Long. Zack delivering with a rib kick of his own.
Fox looks like he's plotting. Looks like he's looking for that big shot, like that big right here. Long needs to keep his hands up because Fox is still dangerous. Ooh, nice shot taking the legs out from under there from Long.
Both of these guys digging deep in this third and final round.
Joseph Long raining shot after shot, closing the distance, and them hammering knees in the corner right here with 10 seconds left in this match.
They're going to punch through the horn, and there it is.
Exciting fight, guys.
Look at that sportsmanship. Man, left it out there in the cage. A great one to close out the amateur portion of our card. Our amateur main event, advanced tie rules kickboxing. Who needs MMA when you get strikes like that, Greg Hopkins?
Oh, man, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed all that fight, every bit of it. Action-packed, not for 1 second did we not. I mean, there was never a second I wasn't like, oh, okay. But, yeah, enjoyed that fight. If you ask me, I still say 2-1 Rambo Joe right there. So, God, what a showing by both guys, man. I mean, like you said, we've had a few fights tonight from guys. I'm not saying that I didn't expect it from this one, but I'll say I didn't expect that from this one. I expected a good, crisp, clean fight, but I didn't expect both guys to have a little animosity and emotion in it. So, but you know, I love seeing those. It wasn't a good, clean fight. It was a mean, violent, dirty one right there.
It was a good, mean fight, not a good, clean fight, Greg. I mean, let's just be real with it. That was a mean.